Keltor sure is beautiful this time of the year. Might have to make some seafood soup sometime soon. They're in season after all. I wonder how Lionel is doing. He and his group might have made some good progress by now.
Squibbo keeps moving, pondering further. Suddenly, a certain thought strikes his mind.
It feels like I've forgotten something. How odd.
The squid man looks at an invisible watch on his hand, gazing. He realizes something as his eyes widen in distress.
Oh, goodness gracious, I'm late to the meeting.
He conjures a dark swirling portal under his feet, waving his hands around in a rhythmic pattern. Squib Hoss sinks into the ground, teleporting to a distant place. A chandelier hangs above a table inside of a shack in a cosmic pocket dimension. The room itself is cozy, with a jug of hot tea on the small table. Above the chandelier there is an expansive cosmic space bubble. The room is decorated with mahogany furniture, and with large potted orchids bringing a serene smell and a sensation of peace and quiet. A tall white-haired man wearing a verdant robe and mantle stands in the middle of the room. His facial features are sharp, and he wears a pair of refined glasses trimmed with brass tones. Upon his head rests a pair of intimidating horns, hinting at his draconic lineage. The man sighs upon seeing his visitor appear late.
You're running awfully late today, Squib Hoss. Did you forget today's meeting as well?
Apologies, Argothrax. There was a traffic stop.
Traffic, but you teleported your way here?
Yeah. The astral realm has been crowded as of late. Too many people know the dimension door spell. It makes a queue.
I don't buy it, but nevertheless I'm glad you're at least present.
Speaking of present, where's Carmilla? That pale thwart would usually call me a worthless mollusk for being 5 minutes late.
Ah, yes, about that. She told me she would be fighting Alucard to prove that she's the one and only vampire in this realm. So, she's not here for this meeting.
Which Alucard? The one from Castlevania or the one from Helsing Ultimate?
She didn't exactly specify. She just said it was, and I quote, some vampire schmuck.
Whatever it may be, I wish that vitamin D deprived wench good luck.
How about we treat ourselves to a cup of cha? I've just finished boiling the water. I've got tea bags and those metal infuser things galore.
Wonderful. Have you bought any loose rooibos tea? I've been undying to drink some.
Unfortunately, it's not in the budget.
Wait, we have a budget? I thought your goddess paid for all of this.
Yes, it's usually not an issue, however.
Don't tell me. You spent it all on Genshin Impact, didn't you?
Perhaps.
Hold the damn gods, RG boy. If I pulled a stunt like that, my wife would make me sleep outside for a week.
It's a limited character. If I don't roll now, she'll be gone for a month. And besides, isn't your wife a disembodied voice? How can she force you to do anything?
I mean, you're not entirely wrong. It's a long story. My editor will do an episode on me later.
Anywho, let us just enjoy the tea while it's still hot.
Well, that's quite all right. I'll settle for peach if possible. You still have some of those crumpet thingies?
I do. Benjen gifted me some. They're wonderfully crunchy. He's a bright one, the only one of his group who actually prayed to my goddess.
Oh yeah, how have you been holding up after your group went into that portal? You must have a lot of free time.
I've been catching up on some sleep. Feels nice to finally sleep my 18 hours.
18 hours? And then you play Genshin, the other 6?
Pretty much, yes.
How do you even function? Like, what motivates you to do that all day?
Tea and crumpets motivate me, that's what.
You could do with some exercise, or maybe dancing is more your style. Lionel could teach you some things or two. He's terrific, I tell you.
And you could probably do with some reading. Your head might be large, but I can tell it's all empty space.
Carmilla must have rubbed off on you. That sounds like something she would say.
Not nearly enough squid racism.
True.
So find anything interesting in the depths as of late?
Indeed. The scallops are in season. I might make my classic seafood boil if wifey permits it.
That stew was pretty extraordinary. Carmilla might say otherwise, though. Where did you learn to cook it?
I was just bored one day and decided to throw a bunch of random things into a pot of boiling water. After hundreds of years, I've perfected the art of throwing random ingredients into stews, and now it's actually edible.
You mean to tell me it wasn't edible before?
Unless you count violent exhausts. No, it wasn't really edible without consequences.
Could that be why the vampire woman despises it so much?
Well, there's a thing. Promise me not to tell her.
All right, I promise.
I filled the soup with that garlic stuff you people have, and I gave her a silver spoon to eat it with. The pomar fruits in the seafood boil cancel out the smell and the taste of the garlic, but it's still there.
Wait, were you trying to kill her? She's an elder vampire. Garlic and silver won't cut it.
Well, of course, but she still hates the taste of garlic and the sensation of silver. I just wanted to piss her off.
That might get you killed one day. She's quite the vengeful one.
She can try. Her rage fuels me.
Speak of the devil, or vampire in this case, she happens to be calling me on my sending stone. Let's see how she's doing. Good afternoon, Carmilla.
Sup, Argy. I'm at some castle, and apparently there's more than one Alucard. They didn't exactly specify the amount. Doesn't really matter to me. I'm sure this'll be easy peasy.
I hope they beat your ass.
Oh, it's the fucking squid. Do yourself a favor and fry yourself. At least you'd make for some good calamari.
Thanks, love you too.
How many Alucards are there?
Well, I see two right now. One looks like some posh and pale British guy, and the other one has two giant explosion cylinder things and a huge overcompensating hat.
Explosion cylinder?
I think she means a gun.
Well, whatever it is, he shot me with it. It tingles a little, so it's probably silver. Also, he can't stop fucking talking.
Wait, why is the floor turning red? Holy shit, there's so many zombies. I'll call you right back. Just give me a moment.
Right back at you, you fucking League of Legends player. Deodorant blast.
We'll see how that pans out later. So, you've been in the depths for quite a while now. What have you been doing down there, and when will you return to the surface world?
Oh yes, I've been practicing some dancing again. Ever since that dance battle, I've been relearning some of the classics to be more dandy than ever. I've also been experimenting with new fighting styles. Some may be more avant-garde than others.
Avant-garde? Care to elaborate?
Psychological warfare through bioterrorism and disease.
Psychological warfare and disease? Do you call someone a poopy head and then give them a flu to deal emotional damage to them? I jest, of course, but I'm curious.
Well, I found out I have the ability to send microscopic parasitic leeches to my opponents if I touch them. These can burrow into their flesh and then into their brain tissue or nerves. I can then remote control some of their actions or just straight up give them an aneurysm. I could also establish a mental link in order to hijack some of their senses or make them suffer terrifying hallucinations.
That sounds like a literal war crime. Not that the Geneva Convention exists here anyways. Do you still punch and kick people like you've told me before?
Of course, how else would I make physical contact with them? I've been practicing grappling because it gives me more time to insert leeches. I haven't been doing anything with my thunder calling though, gotten sort of bored on training the same mantras over and over again. What about you? What kinds of powers have you experimented on as of late?
I'm not much of an experimenter, you know. I do have my dragon form, but that's all I need. Why change what already works? Besides, if I were ever in a losing position, I could just fly away at the speed of sound. However, wind magic has always enthused me. It seems like it could be a fun thing to learn. Launching people off cliffs is always a blast in video games, but I don't think I'd ever get enough motivation to actually start practicing it. Besides, why need magic when my mere presence makes mortals think twice about approaching me?
I do agree with you somewhat. However, never trying to learn something new will lead to boredom. The thing that makes life enjoyable is the unpredictability of each day. Repeating the same monotonous cycle over and over will make you feel miserable in the end. A part of this is unavoidable, of course. We all have our duties to attend to, but I've been alive for over 1,400 years, and I always manage to find something slightly new to do every day, whether it be to take a different route when walking, or starting a new project, or learning a new skill and improving myself. So I say, take that chance, Argy, learn that skill. Become the strongest wind mage motherfucker in all of the realms.
You know, you might be right. Perhaps I'll switch it up a bit. I live most of my life sleeping away the days, so maybe learning new magic could be a nice change of pace.
Well, that's great to hear. So, who do you think would win in a battle royale or free-for-all scenario between you, me, and Carmilla?
Ooh, that's a toughie. We're all insanely powerful in our own rights, but if I had to be as factual as possible, it would have to be... Oh wow, that was faster than I expected. How'd the fight go?
So, after the one with the hat started menstruating all over the place, I was disgusted. I threw the nearest catboy I could find at him, and he just kind of died, I guess. The other one got skill issued because I took away his turkey legs.
You can't be serious.
I couldn't make this up even if I tried. Anyways, it's a common Carmilla W in this household. So, what were you about to say, Argy boy? Who would win?
He was about to say me, of course.
Oh, really? Let's have a go at it right now. I'll cook you into a 5-star meal.
Hardly. I'm not intimidated by motherfuckers who have to wear SPF 50 on a cloudy day.
Calm yourselves. Let's settle this like adults.
Oh, yeah? What's your proposition?
2 hours later.
Come at me, you little coward.
Sure thing, idiot.
That's bullshit. Stop cheating. Eat this counter, you mollusk.
Throw it back at you, bloodsucker.
Please calm down with the profanity. We're conducting a scientific experiment here.
The only thing we're experimenting on here is the physical tolerance of bipedal squids.
Which is very high, mind you.
Not after you eat this fucking L, bitch.
You really shouldn't be talking this much trash when you've been getting your ass beat for the past 2 hours.
If only I had the good controller, I'd be kicking your ass by now.
Maybe it would work better if you weren't fucking button mashing.
Who's getting their ass beat now?
Not me.
Oh, you little squid bitch. Don't let me grab a hold of you.
You don't even know how to grab. You never considered learning the controls.
Tutorials are for pussies.
And look how great that's turning out for you. Also, you should block more.
Fuck you. It's called a fighting game, not a blocking game.
Huh, easy Squibbo win.
God's damned mollusk. You're lucky we were not fighting for real.
I'd still win.
Fucking fry yourself.
Fry me yourself, coward.
Oh, really? Come here and I'll whoop your ass right here and right now.
Damn it, not again.